Hello, my name's Dominic, and I'm the COO here at AudioEye. I'm a 5'7" white male wearing all black with black hair. At AudioEye, we're passionate about accessibility because the importance of the internet is so integral to everyone's day-to-day lives. There's about 1.9 billion websites worldwide that do everything for us, and 250,000 new websites being created every day. With the scale of the internet being this big, it's critical that we make the internet accessible to everyone. Only 3% of the internet today is accessible to people with disabilities. And there are plenty of options to solve that. There's simple automated tools, but those fall short. There's also labor-intensive manual audits, testing, and remediation. But to solve a problem that's 1.9 billion websites, it would take years and years to take care of all of those issues. The internet is simply too big and fast-changing for either approach alone to solve it. And that's why at AudioEye, we've taken a hybrid approach to solve a problem at the scale of the internet. Before we can talk about how to solve web accessibility, we must first understand some of the key challenges in the space. The ADA in the US is a key piece of legislation that says you cannot discriminate based on disability. However, the ADA did not imagine the internet when it was created, and thus it does not have specific guidelines for how to create an accessible website. And that has led to a flurry of lawsuits. Between 2017 and 2021, the number of ADA-related lawsuits for websites has gone up over 400%. However, it's nowhere mentioned in the ADA. And this ambiguity between legal standards and how to make a compliant website has led to lots of confusion on how to create a compliant website that gives access to people in the US. The second key challenge is there's a lot of misleading discourse and lack of transparency in the industry. Recently, overlays have become one of the most contentious topics in digital accessibility. Overlays are a snippet of JavaScript that you add to any website to add some functionality. And today, over 94% of active websites use third-party JavaScript or plugins to bring in other resources to solve common problems. For instance, installing Google Analytics to understand your marketing, bringing in some search functionality on a website, scheduling tools on a hotel website. A lot of times, these are brought in as third-party resources, typically using JavaScript. In digital accessibility, overlays are typically used to describe the toolbar and automation that help detect and resolve many accessibility issues. The problem with overlays lies sometimes in their implementation and broadly the discourse in the industry. To be reliable, any solution must pair both human expertise with that automation to solve the majority of digital content issues. Overlays also can't solve video, audio, or PDF content. Misleading discourse and false promises cause a reductive attitude towards technology in general, falsely generalizing all solutions as simply an overlay. The third key challenge is the limits of technology today. Many common barriers to digital accessibility are simple to identify and resolve. By and large, when something is simple as a pass or fail test, software can automatically find and fix those types of issues. For the remaining issues, however, automated technology is in its infancy and may fall short. Detecting more subtle errors often require human understanding and context. Even with human judgment, if you ask two people to describe the same image, you're likely going to get two different descriptions, and it's hard to tell exactly which one is the best. The fourth challenge is the dynamic nature of websites and the speed of content creation on the web today. There are continuous changes based on user behavior, new data, preferences, or just new products and websites being launched. Every change comes with the risk of making content inaccessible. Considering that most websites were not created with accessibility in mind originally, we must find a way to catch up the existing internet while also keeping up with the constant changes happening today. While it can't repair all of the problems, it does help to get the work done, provides a level up for most websites, and helps us scale to the pace and the dynamic nature of websites and the challenges we face today. With these challenges in mind, how does AudioEye approach solving digital accessibility at scale? We believe that everyone should have access to the internet. That's why we pair automation with our human expertise. We need automation to tackle the dynamic, fast-paced nature of the web. Sites that have accessibility included from day one with the development process are still vulnerable to errors. But the majority of websites on the internet today were created without accessibility in mind. This means we need a solution that can scale to the size of those 1.9 billion websites. AudioEye's technology was built to improve over time and address the needs of the end users. This meant equipping website owners with the tools they need to fix the majority of accessibility issues in real time, to monitor for new issues, and to remediate issues on an ongoing basis. Our technology detects up to 70% of accessibility issues, delivering an immediate improvement while providing a suite of tools that help people make changes to the source code. Critically, automation enables us to lower the cost of accessibility, thus helping businesses of all sizes make the website accessible, moving us closer and closer to the goal of a fully accessible and inclusive internet. We recognize that there is still a large number of issues that technology alone cannot solve today. Nearly 1 in 5 accessibility issues remains invisible to automated technology as it exists today. People with disabilities use different types of assistive technology to interact with digital content. And those technologies vary in their performance, which often depends on whether or not a website conforms to WCAG and if it's usable by that end user. And this is where we differ from traditional accessibility service providers who say that a manual audit and manual remediation are the only way to ensure an accessible internet. Ignoring the enormity of the task of solving for those 1.9 billion websites and the urgency to close the gap for everyone who's living with a disability today. Despite this, the fact is that the conversation about accessibility today is so polarized, it ignores the challenges of the moment. We know that even the best automated tools aren't perfect, and we choose to be transparent about that. Today, we are confident that our hybrid model allows us to facilitate a more collaborative approach and make the most progress on this problem of digital accessibility. The internet is the world's most significant public space, connecting and affecting more people than anything that has existed in human history. But unless we ensure that everyone can access the internet, it will not live up to its fullest potential. At AudioEye, we believe the only way to provide equal access for billions of people is through responsible implementation of human-backed technology and to do so in a transparent way. Over the last decade, we have made significant strides in automated technology, improving our ability to find and resolve more issues through automation. As we work to break every barrier to digital access, we continue to invest in research and development and keep our focus on providing the best end user experience. Accessibility is a journey, not a destination, and we intend to bring every person along for the ride.